So, ladies and gentlemen, what is a good war? And what's the purpose of war? And what's it good for, as it's been said or asked? Um, there's a question of tens of thousands of deaths saving people in the long run, or not. And I'm not in favor of war to save lives. I'm in favor of war to preserve freedom and individual rights. So, a good war is one that attacks some country that has abrogated justice. Now, let's make a clear distinction between justice and war. Justice is something that's administered by the courts and carried out by the police by court order or protected by the police. And war is something that happens when justice has been forgotten or left behind or violated, really. So, just war theory is ridiculous. It is a contradiction in terms. When it comes to war, justice is no longer the question. War is to preserve justice. It is not carrying out justice. It isn't an act of justice. It is an act of defending justice. Justice is what happens between individuals inside of a civil society. War is what happens between societies. And there's no question of justice. There's only a question of survival in war. Or there should be. That's what a proper war would be. What for? Why? Is it really that bad that we all live in fear of our airliners falling out of the sky? Is that really that bad? Because in order to do away with that threat, we have to invade several countries, and hundreds of thousands of people die, thousands of Americans, and many, many of the people in the lands we invade. So why not just, if we just forget all that and say, we'll just take, our few thousand casualties per year, rather than launch a massive war that kills hundreds of thousands. It's not a numbers game. You cannot say there's this many dead and there would have been that many dead. That doesn't matter. It's about justice. It's about protecting justice and preserving justice. That's what war is good for. Not as an act of justice itself, but as a way to protect justice, so that justice can continue to exist within the society that defends itself using war. War is dirty, nasty, ugly business, and it should be gotten over quickly when it does have to be done. It shouldn't be lingered on. And remember, the purpose of war is to kill large numbers of people and destroy the enemy's will to fight. It's not to make everybody feel good or to save lives. It's to save the lives of the country that's attacking, and ultimately to preserve justice. Now, a successful war would leave the society able to do as it pleases within itself. Let me give you some examples. If World War I and II, World War II, let's say, was successful, and now what is going on in Germany and Japan? You have growing obesity. You have people who can afford a nice home, they have a job, they go on vacation, their children play Nintendo or Sega or whatever the new thing is, and people get fat and they get diabetes and they watch movies that are really badly acted, and this is how they spend their life, and then they die. And they never write a book, and they may never even read any good books. That would be unfortunate, and something should be done about education in that case. But the fact is, that is the purpose, the end, the goal of war, is people sitting around doing as they damn well please, be it collecting CDs or building hobby railroads or driving radio-controlled cars, as they have in Europe, whole adult situations of radio control model drivers. They drive models, and whole cities are modeled, and they've got steamrollers and trucks, and this is a hobby for adults. Yes, that's what war is for, is to make life just uselessly inane. And the thing is, not everybody in society is just going to sit around and get diabetes and get fat. Some of them are going to read Edward Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. Some of them are going to study Lucretius, unfortunately. Some of them will study Aristotle. Some of them will write books. Some of them will be great philosophers, teachers, professors. Some of them will be inventors. They'll invent things like the Spaceship One program and stuff. Some of them will be entrepreneurs. Maybe only 1%. So the purpose of war is to allow people the total freedom to not worry about anything, not even to worry about being hit in the head by a guy on the street, because if he does hit you in the head, you call the police and he'll be arrested. That's what war is for, is to preserve a docile, tranquil way of life in which free people can do as they please, and some of them will advance the species and will preserve and advance civilization. Not all of them. In fact, 99% may be lazy nobodies. But the purpose of a good war is to preserve a pocket of the world where people can do as they damn well please as long as they don't hurt others. That's what war is for. It's not a numbers game. It is to preserve a pocket of justice and freedom.